Programming Encapsulation Interface. Another free lesson to help you become a better coder. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Your continued support helps make these videos possible. And as always, I thank you all for watching this video. So in this video, I will show you how to implement an interface. And another word for interface in object programming is called encapsulation. All right, and the reason why one wants to use an interface class is to make sure that a programmer implements all action methods within the interface. And let's see how this works. All right, let's start up RxS. See, yep, I haven't opened that for a couple of days, so let's get this guy open up. What I want to show you is encapsulation. So let's go to our access folder here and create a new folder. I want to show you encapsulation. All right. This has to do with the encapsulation. This has to do with interface. All right, and you would, I don't think you ever find this on YouTube. Let me show you what this is. So we're going to show you what an interface is. How about C# interface? Let's do that. So an interface is like this. All right, so when we do an interface, see that's called inherit from here, meaning this is an interface and everything in here must be implemented in here. You see how it's got sample method there, sample method. We called an interface right here, all right, and we execute it here. And here is the action method that we need to implement, all right. So this is the we call this an interface, all right. But in MS Access, you never find that anywhere, all right. Maybe you get lucky if you find a user, a YouTuber writing application using an interface. So you and I are going to venture into doing this. All right, we are going to create an interface. Another word for interface is called encapsulation. All right, encapsulation means that you have to implement anything that's in there that's in the interface. That's what it means. So let me show you what encapsulation is. So if we type encapsulation right here, see here, encapsulation. In object programming, encapsulation refers to building a set of methods inside there that must be implemented. That's what it says. All right, so I'm going to show you how to work with this. Like I said, if you are looking to be a good programmer, a better programmer, and other ways to work with data or programming, you come to the right place, because you and I are going to do this together, mister. All right. All right, to do that, you know what? I have opened up this guy already. I want to get this information data in our table. So let's create a table. let's create a table. That way we have something to work with. All right. This will be what do we have? We have order ID, status, employee, ship method. All right. Order. How about sales order? Sales order ID is a number, and then I lost train of thought. Well, you know it's an employee, right? So we're gonna put an employee ID, and then that thing just pop up because my finger touched the whatever it is. Yeah, how about ship method? I think that's one field, looks like a ship method in there. And then maybe order a date. That would be a date. This one is ship date. That would be a date. What else do we have in there? Let's see. Status. We need a status. Okay, we got these two. We got that. Okay, let's go status. Yeah, let's do status. Obviously, we got to arrange this. Make sure status ID. Make sure we get this guy in the right order. Otherwise, we're gonna be a mess. And then we have subtotal number. As a matter of fact, subtotal here is a double. So we'll go ahead and make sure that guy is a double. All right. And then how about tax total? Yeah, that's also a number. So F6 and jump down there and just put there. And then freight. Yeah, we gotta pay for freight charge. Freight total. Alright, that's a number. F6, you jump down there. And then the amount total. How about total? Due total. Due. Amount due. Amount due. There you go. Number. F6, you jump down there. There you go. Now let's make this guy a primary key. That's all the number. Let's make this guy in the right order. We got status first. Status, employee, and ship method. Status first. Let's move that status. Employee, ship method. And then order date, ship date. Let's see. Order date, ship date. And then sub, tax, freight, total due, amount due. How about total due? Just like it is there. Alright, so I think that's good. So let's save this as sales order. I'm going to stay away from that order keyword. Alright. Alright, let's open this guy up. We're going to pop that guy in there. Of course, that way we have something to do. Remember, select this guy right here. This little corner, just like an Excel. Control C. See if it barks at us. And then select this little guy right here on this left hand side. Paste. Alright. Now, if you want to get this sample database so you can import it in to make things easier, alright, you let me know, okay? I can show you how to get the sample data. This is a database from Microsoft, alright? I just import that and then back it up in here so that way we have sample data to work with. Alright, we got that. And you know what? Let's close this down. Yeah. We're done. Thank you very much for the data. All right, we're done with that. Now let me show you how to work with encapsulation or an interface. All right. So this is another way of putting things together besides what I have created in the past 117 videos. But here's another way to do things. All right, so we need to create an interface in here. All right, see class module. So this would be in the class module. Remember that. All right, so remember class module and module that behave differently. So we're gonna call this sales order interface. All right, that would be our interface. and what do we want to implement. So let's make this private sub. Normally, an interface, you want to include all common stuff that you must do. All right, stuff that you must do. So this is how you do it. I'm gonna show you. How about sales order exists like we normally do. Sales order exists by ID, and then you would have to pass in the sales order ID, right, as integer, and then we need to have an object to hold the information for us. So that would be, how about sales order, which we don't have yet. All right, so let's go create that. All right, we don't have that yet. So yeah, let's go insert. Now this one is not the class. All right, you could create a class just like we did in previous video, which means that you would have to create the properties, get, let, get, all that, and then initialize your class. All right, but in this case I'm going to make it easy. All right, we're just going to create a type class. So like in the previous video I did. All right, so we're going to call this sales order. That we are going to save our typing for now. We're going to make it work. If I were to code this and make it work, I would put this into a class instead of type. All right, I just like working with class. Oh yeah, you know what, let's cancel that. Let's call this, change this guy to, in this one we're gonna call this how about sales order DB access. All right, so this is where I try to distinguish. Anytime I have model, it's going to be DB access. All right, any other name, DB access or constants or type in here. All right, but over here this should be a model, or a model, but in this case I'm going to show you differently. All right, so just remember that naming convention is real important. That way you know what you're really working on with. All right, so now we go back to our interface. We can say as sales order, you see there. All right, so that's one interface. Another interface, I'm just going to copy these methods right here. We want sales exists. How about sales order saved? Instead of save, we're going to say save, just like that. All right, and then all we need is that guy in there. Okay, that's another method that we need to implement. The third one, how about delete sales order? Delete sales order. Yeah, but ID is fine. And then we're just going to pass in the ID. All right, that's it. So that's how you create an interface. All right, now this doesn't do anything without the implementation. You see, without the implementation. All right, so we have to do a class now. Also, one more thing, you cannot implement your interface in the module. All right, you cannot implement your in the module here. That won't work. Okay, and I'll show you. How about this? Okay, how about this? Check this out. So implement. See, the word implement is a keyword. Sales order. Watch. See there? You cannot implement the sales order interface in here. It won't work. You must implement it in the class. All right, in the class only. Similar to what I showed you. Let's go back to here. You know what? Let's type in C# again. There you go. Let's look at this reference from see right here. See, this is a class. You see that? That's a class. All right. And that class implement. See that? That means implement or inherit. Okay. Inheritance. So we call this inherit. All right. Inherit from this interface. Um, so you cannot implement in the module or the action methods only. All right. However, we are going to create a new way of action methods inside this class. All right. In the past, we were unable to do that, but in this concept, you will be able to create action methods inside the class module. All right, and you will see why. So let's create another class. Let's create another class. That way, see a class module. That way, we can implement this guy. All right. So let's call this sales order access. Yeah, there you go. As long as it doesn't have DB access, we know it's in the class. All right. Sales order access. All right. So you see, normally we would have the model name like sales order here. Okay, but we already use these guys right here. See there, and therefore we have to make that name distinguishable from that guy. All right. So, all right. Let's Control S, save that. Now check this out. We can implement it in here. All right. See there, implement, and now sales order interface. You see there? There. Now it doesn't bark at us. You see there? Now it doesn't bark at us. Now watch. If I compile this, it's going to say, wait a minute, you have an intimate. See that? You don't have a member. Oh, my bad. This one. Okay, let's do this one. Let's finish. We didn't get to finish this type. Let's finish this type. That's the easy one. Yeah, that's it. That's the easy one. Let's finish that type. We didn't get to finish that type. That's a good thing, you know. When it, yeah, this is access pretty smart sometimes. I think all we want is the list of the field name here. I'll copy, and that's my lazy way of getting the list. Now pop back in here, and here we're just gonna do like so, and then get back to the home. I'm gonna select that, Control F. You see there? Highlight the select, and then we're gonna say replace. You see there? And then that's all we need to do. Oh, we gotta remove the dot, so add the period in there. Replace all. That's it. That's all we need. Also, we want to also replace a comma. All right, replace. Remove all the comma. You see that? Perfect. Now we can say as integer. You see that? Here as integer. Makes life easier as integer. It's gonna bark at you, but you know, order date as date. And then yeah, as date, as double. Remember the double, this is the money. All right, money is a double. As double. Freight is also a money, as double. Oops. And then last one, double. All right. You know what? I noticed I want to see something. Okay, good. All right, we got some stuff in there. Okay, now watch. I was going to go back in here. That's in right here. This guy. See how we say implement? If we compile this, it's going to bark at us. Watch. No, it doesn't. But but it would bark at you because you must implement these guys, you see. Alright, when you run, it's gonna bark at you. We have not implemented anything in here. Alright, so here, in here, we're gonna do this. We're gonna copy this guy because we say implements here. Alright, we say implements here. We must do this and then turn this guy into public. We'll show you how to do this thing, like so. That's how you implement. The interface is always empty. Alright, it's always empty. Just like I showed you in the C#, the interface is always empty. But here is where you put all your code in here. Normally we'll put our code in here. Remember? Normally we'll put our code in here. Alright? But now we can put our code in here. Or not there. Here. So let's do this. Let's get exist right here. Let's do dim. So let's dim there, and let's do RS as record set. Just like we have done in the past, we're going to set this record set to nothing, and we're going to close this connection before we do that. Now we're going to say set RS equals current db open record set, and then we're going to say select every one of you guys from sales order where sales order ID equals, you see that, equals I sales order ID, and close parentheses. If RS record count greater than 0, do this. Alright, now we'll say, I'm going to copy this booger here. Let's do with sales order ID equals sales order ID employee RS employee. What's next? Freight RS freight total. Just gonna go by whatever is, yeah, order date here, RS order date, order date. We got that, ship date. So this is just a field. It's the same thing as we did in the past, just different way of doing things. All right, shift method. The more you know about how to code things, the better you are. So I'm just showing you different ways of getting things done. That way you are not limited to just do one thing over and over. All right, and you can be a little fancy when you know things, when you know how to do things differently, you know. And then you just have choices. How do you want to go about getting your application going? Tax total. I think that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think there's one more. Let's weigh this. Where is it? I think there's one more. Got tax total. Total due. That's what I thought. No, tax total. Yeah, total due. That's what I thought. Total due. Yep. So that's that. So now let's test this out. Yeah, normally you put these methods and this, this bit of code inside here in the module section, not the class module. However, here we can say public sub get order. All right, and then of course you pass in the same parameters, sales order ID as integer. Ooh, what was that? As integer, and then O object. This one is a sales order as sales order, like so. All right, and then all you have to do here, you say set sales order, set new, sets now I'm thinking set, how about order, make it easier, as, look at this, sales, look at this, order access as new, my bad, as new. You have to create a new. You know what, hold on just a second. Let's do this, dim, there, my bad. So you said as new, and now all you have to do is check this out, order, let's see, call order, there, you see that? Now we're gonna say sales order exists, I sales order ID, and then passing that object OS sales order. That's it. That's it. So this would be visible and this would be invisible. Alright, this would be invisible. So now in your model, normally we put stuff in here and blah 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 in there, but now we put it in here in the class. You see, in the class. You can also have, get properties in here if you want. If you get rid of these guys, you would want to create this object, these properties inside here, and then implement these guys in there. Alright, in there. See there? So that's how you do it. That's it. We're done. We are done. How do we know if this thing works, right? Good question. Let's save that. Let's create a test form. That way we know if it works or not. So I'm going to come in here and just drop down a couple of items in here, like that. Maybe the labels a little wider. It's a good idea right there. All right, and then maybe drop a button, say get items. Oh, wrong one, my bad. Button right there, and then we say this guy, go ahead and rename that, get order, there, and then change that name to CMD, get order. So now we're going to copy 10 of them. That's 1, copy, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. This would be order ID, text order ID. This would be employee, ID, txt employee ID, Yeah, don't get lazy. You're gonna get used to typing this guy. All right, ship method. All right, txt ship method ID. What else? Order. Oh yeah, status. And this one is ship status or order status. Txt order status. Now it's order date. Txt order date ship on ship date, and this would be sub total how about tax txt tax total. Oh, we're missing one more. This is freight. Call this a freight. Txt freight total. And then let's copy this guy. Let's make one more. This guy would be txt total due. And here we'll call amount due. That's it. Alright, so we're gonna test this out, make sure this guy works. Let's call this one test screen. Let's get into this event right here. On click, go in there, and we're gonna say if not is no, sales order ID, then and then we'll say call, look, sales order access. What's going on? This guy, my bad. This guy, not sales order. The DB access is still the same. We'll call the DB access, my bad. Call sales order DB access. There, get order. We're gonna need two things in here. Let's add this guy a private O sales order as sales order. Remember that type that we passed in. Let's put in here. This one will be the ID, order ID, and then O sales order. Alright. Now we're going to say if O sales order sales order ID is greater than 0, then let's make sure that we set something in here. So sales order ID. Okay. And here we're gonna just blah 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 with the sales order employee. I'm just gonna copy this guy. And then me, what's the next one? Txt freight. Freight. Me, what's the next one? Order date equals order date. Next one. Yeah, we don't have to set that one. We already know what that one is. This is order status. status ID. I didn't say status ID. Order status. The next ones we got status, order status, ship date. What's the next one? Ship method. Next one, ship date, ship method, subtotal. This one would be tax. This one would be freight. This one would be amount, total, due. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. All right. So that's what we have. Let's take a look, see if it works. If it doesn't, you know what? I'd be very amazed if we don't get any barking here. Let's run this guy. Oop, my bad. Keep clicking the wrong one. This guy. View. Let's enter 1. Look at that. You see that? That's without a glitch. That is without a glitch. Look at that. Let's do 2, 3. Look at that. That's 4. Nice. 5, 6. Good. So that's how you implement the interface. All right. Let's recap. This is an interface, meaning we would be implementing all this. All right. And the interface is always empty. Always empty. All right. Now, when you implement the items, just like this guy, these would be your logic to do whatever it is. All right. We call this action methods. Okay. These are action methods. And normally, action methods live in here. All right. But now, all we have to do is say, hey, go get this guy. See there? We're using this guy, this sales order access as a middleware. And we'll say, hey, order, go get this guy for me. And then it returns and it loads in there. All right. I wonder, we're gonna do this. I wonder it will say public sub clear sales order. The reason being, we'll show you the reason being. I'm gonna copy this guy. It's because we want to empty this guy out. It's like initialization. Remember, type, you're going to overwrite stuff in there. All right, unless you do this. All right, unless you do this. Matter of fact, I'm just going to go not like that. Do this. Copy. Not copy. Control F. Replace with the date, with the dot, and then I'm going to select this so that it doesn't go everywhere. See this selection right here, selected text. Now place. Yep. Now I can just come in here onto the right and make it 0, 0, 0. This date right here, date, serial. I remember that I was going to do this from now on. Oops. And now I'm just going to copy this guy. As a matter of fact, let's do this. 1899. Oops. 12/31. Yeah, we don't want to set today's date. All right, we don't want to set today's date. We want to be something out of, this world, not from this world. So here's a method is 0. All these would be 0. All right. Now we can say, I think we can do this. Call sales order at DB access. See that clear? And then we just pass in this guy. We just pass in this guy. Make sure that guy is nothing in there. Oh, where did it go? Right here. Oh. There. Now we can say all sales order. That's it. All right. So that's how we clear it. All right. So if something in there, we want to clear this guy. Normally we would say set new object, right? Well, this guy is not an object. It's not a class object. It's a type object. So type will always retain information in here. Okay. Now, if you were to use the class, that's the reason why one of the reasons why I like class is I can say set new. Well, here you don't set new, right? So this is just like a set new for the class. All right. So there you have it. That is how you do implement interface. All right. That's how you implement interface. And now if you come in here to DB access, it's pretty blank. It's pretty empty. All right. Because all the actions is happening in the class now. You see, it's happening in the class. All right. So that's how you do it. That is another way of getting things done. All right. So let's go back to number 1. This number will change. Bam. You see there? That number will change to there. So you would want to do the same way with these two action methods here. All right. You would do the same thing, similar to this. All right. So here's another way of coding, making things work. Like I said, the more tools you have, the more you are going to be able to do things. All right. So there you have it. Interface. Happy programming. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe, like, share, and hit that bell. And also comment below, and if you need help, inbox me. Thanks again.